Hey guys, AJYT Abbott here, and welcome back to another Fear the Walking Dead review. This is going to be my review for Fear the Walking Dead Season 7, Episode 6, titled Reclamation. If you have not seen this episode, or any of the episodes leading up to this one of Fear the Walking Dead, please do yourself a favor. They're on Hulu, go watch them, get caught up, because this review will contain some spoilers. Let's get started here. So, this is basically a episode to send off Maggie Grace. Maggie Grace has played Althea, of course, since Season 4, Episode 1, and now she is leaving for The Walking Dead, at least it seems like to me, for good, possibly. I don't know exactly what offers she has, or this is just purely she's just been written off so that they can do other things with her and Isabel in future projects. I'm not really sure, but yeah, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about all of that. So we get basically what I've been wanting for a while now. Morgan, and Althea, and Grace, versus the CRM. The CRM soldiers are here. There's two of them. They arrive in their helicopter at the start of the episode. They're looking for Althea, and they basically are a reclamation team looking to eliminate any sources or any, signs that they were here at all in Texas, of course. Which, of course, includes Althea and Morgan. And they're also looking for Ground 17, which is Isabel from Season 5, if you remember, the girl that Al met and fell in love with in Season 5, Episode 5. And yeah, they're looking for her, and they are going to kill and do whatever they have to do to get her. So yeah, we get Al and Morgan basically on the run here. They do meet up at the start of the episode. It's a little nice reunion where, Morgan and I think actually Morgan and Al have reunited before. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because basically off screen, Morgan and Al have reunited. Morgan and everybody else, Charlie, Wes, Luciana, Daniel, Rabbi Kessner, all of them, they've reunited, and they are all at the submarine with Grace at the USS Pennsylvania. So they are at the USS Pennsylvania with Grace, Baby Mo, and Sarah, while Morgan is trying to find Al because Al split off from them and didn't go all the way to the submarine. So yeah, Morgan's trying to figure out why. So he meets up with her, and then he sees the helicopters and the soldiers, and they hide underneath the truck. I'm sorry, they don't hide underneath the truck. Sorry, I forget. I remember seeing that in the promo, and I thought they were hiding underneath of it, but they do hide from them quite a bit in this episode. So basically, I know I say that word a lot in these videos. So Morgan and Al, they're questioning each other. Morgan is like, what the hell is going on here? Because, Morgan doesn't have any knowledge of, helicopters still being around in the apocalypse. He didn't know about, the CRM or anything like that. And he doesn't even know that they have Rick Grimes. I mean, that's the craziest part, that literally one of his bestest friends was taken by the CRM, and he doesn't know at all. So that's crazy. And he's questioning Al. He's, questioning her about Isabel, because Al didn't tell any of the other group members, anything about her, really. So Morgan is he's very unclear on what's actually happening in this episode. Al is basically opening up a whole new world for him, introducing these CRM soldiers and these helicopters, and the possibility of, something is going on with these people. And Al, of course, Al is always chasing a story, so that's what she's mainly doing here. And she will not, for the life of her, give up Isabel's location. So they do actually meet up with Grace after exchanging some gunfire with the CRM soldiers. They have really bad stormtrooper aim, by the way. And we do get some good dialogue here in this episode, I will admit, where, Al acknowledges the loss of Athena to Grace. He says, Sarah told me about the baby. I'm sorry about that. That was nice. I like little character moments like that where they address, even characters that haven't been around, they address the moments that they missed off screen. They address it to the characters, and it helps build the bonds, and I like that. I like the idea of the Walking Dead universe for me is not to learn more about like what this virus is, what Walker variants or anything, what could be out there. I just really love the characters and just the story altogether. Not so much the outbreak story, but the human struggle that each of these characters go through, making these different tough decisions. And Al makes quite a few tough decisions in this episode, because she eventually splits off from Morgan and Grace. She has a plan. She has there's like this old Civil War cannon type thing. Well, yeah, cannon type. It is a cannon. It's a cannon, and she sets it up to basically fire at this walker. She's talking to the CRM, and then she jumps down and then pulls the wire, and then it fires the cannonball, and we get a nice walker kill there. But so yeah, that's what she's planning to do to deal with the CRM. Meanwhile, the CRM do capture Morgan and Grace, and they're holding them down. They're like, we're gonna kill the male. We're gonna, kill them if you don't tell us where Ground 17 is. And Grace even admits, like, we have a daughter. You can't do this to us. She needs us. And that is a very nice moment between her and Morgan, of course, because, up to this point, we haven't seen a whole lot of Grace, with the baby since 7:02, 6 hours, where she, did accept Morgan, Baby Mo, as, she accepted Morgan and Baby Mo as her new family, and accepted that, I can't obviously have this future with Morgan and Athena, but I'm going to make the best of what I have here with Morgan and Baby Mo. So that was a nice moment of her calling Mo her child, her daughter. That was really good, and it shows an amount of growth for Grace that I really think, she's been needing. She's been through a lot of shit, and I'm really glad that she's finally found at least some clarity in this situation she's found herself in. But it's a very intense scene. Morgan does nearly get killed, but he actually manages to get the upper hand on the CRM for a minute or two before they take the gun back. But then that's when Grace gets inside of the MRAP and runs right through the CRM soldiers, scaring them off, and then they kind of start firing at them, and they do chase them in the helicopter too later on. And that was a really cool scene, just a helicopter chasing the MRAP as they are discussing the plan with Al, because Al, of course, like I said, is setting up that cannon trap. So they get to where Al is, and then the cannon is set up, ready to go, and this is possibly one of my most favorite moments of this season, if not one of my favorites of the series. At least it's definitely up there within like top 20 or 30, I would say. I don't know. I have to do a video like that sometime of like the top best or favorite moments of mine from the series of Fear the Walking Dead. And I can do that for all 3 shows, really. But yeah, they get the trap set up, and then they all hide in the MRAP, and the CRM soldiers come. Al pops out with the videotape that shows like her and Isabel, because we get little flashes in between these different scenes I've been mentioning of Al and Isabel, recording their experience together. And that was really, really good to see. I mean, you don't see a lot of Isabel in this episode. You don't see any of her through the actual camera, because it's mainly the camera's being pointed at Al, which of course is weird for her because she's on the other end of the camera most of the time. But I really do like the bond that her and Isabel have. It's very cool to see a character like Al, who's very much been a loner most of her life. Not so much a loner, I guess, but like just someone that is very invested in the story, the details of certain people, and not so much about like I'm just going to say, when I first met Al in this series, she's not exactly the type of character I would have thought, oh, they're going to do a relationship story with her. They're going to have something in the plot that's going to have to do with Al and like a relationship, Definitely no one could have predicted it was going to be with a CRM member. But yeah, that was a really nice touch to have those little moments in this episode. But yeah, their plan works. Grace drives off, and Morgan is at the cannon. and then he pulls the pin and the cannon fires and kills both of the CRM soldiers. Fucking fantastic. Love that shit. I love that shit. So then the next morning, Morgan and Grace do say goodbye to Al, because Al needs to be chasing the story, apparently. She's a bit more invested in the story than she is in actually finding Isabel, which I'm not sure if I like that a whole lot, because it kind of defeats the purpose of her looking for her for like 2 seasons, 2 whole seasons she's been looking for Isabel, and now she's just kind of, I'm gonna focus on the story. It's weird, but Morgan does convince Al that what she needs is not to find the story. She needs to find Isabel, because that's who makes her happy, and that is going to be a story worth telling, her and Isabel together. So it was a nice send-off for Maggie Grace, the character with Morgan, because, of course, they entered Season 4 together in Episode 1. They were Morgan and Al. Al was one of the first people that Morgan met on Fear, as well as John Dory, who I really miss. I really miss him, man. But anyway, Al does find Isabel, and it's funny, Isabel, walks up to her, she has the gun, and Al's like, we really gotta stop meeting like this. I mean, it's a little bit corny, but I enjoyed lines like that. But then Al actually, she smashes up her camera. She smashes the camera up, and that was a very bold move from her, and not something I would have expected from Al at all, that she would smash her camera just to be with Isabel, but that just shows her character growth, and I really like character growth on this show, because I feel like they do a really good job of that most of the time on this show in particular. But yeah, so the camera is smashed, and yeah, that is Al basically saying, I don't want the stories, I'm done chasing stories, I want you, Isabel. And then they embrace, and Isabel's like, if we do this, we're gonna be on the run from the CRM like our whole lives. And Al's like, I'm okay with that, we're gonna make the best of it. And I really did like that. I enjoyed this episode a lot, and I want to know what you guys thought of it. So let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this review. This was a really, really good send-off for Maggie Grace as Althea. I'll definitely miss Althea. She's a great addition to the show, and yeah, I really enjoy her time. So yeah, that's it for this review. Yep. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode and the review, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and goodbye.